The life and sad ending of Robin Gibb. What happened to Robin Gibb? Robin Gibb was a British singer and songwriter, best known as a member of the pop group Bee Gees. He, along with his brothers, Barry and Maurice Gibb, formed the Bee Gees in the late 1950s, which went on to become one of the most successful music groups of all time. Robin Hugh Gibb was born on December 22, 1949 to Barbara and Hugh Gibb, in the Isle of Man, United Kingdom. His father was a drummer and bandleader. He had 3 brothers, Maurice, Barry, and Andy, and 1 sister, Leslie. He was a troublemaker as a child and loved to play with fire. Because of their father's influence, the brothers became interested in music early on. In 1955, his brother Barry formed a rock and roll group, the Rattlesnakes, in which Robin and Maurice became the vocalists. The group also had their friends Paul and Kenny in the lineup. The group disbanded in 1958 after the friends left. In 1958, the Gibb family moved to Australia. While living there, the brothers Barry, Maurice and Robin recreated their music group and named it the Bee Gees. The group became popular locally and made its debut television appearance in 1960 in Desmond Tester's Strictly for Moderns. After achieving moderate success in Australia, the brothers returned to the UK in 1967. They released the albums Horizontal, 1968, Idea, 1968, and Odessa, 1969, in the late 1960s. They also toured extensively during this period, which made the group immensely popular. The group also filmed a BBC television special with Frankie Howerd called Frankie Howerd Meets the Bee Gees, written by Ray Galton and Alan Simpson. Due to some misunderstandings with his brothers, Robin Gibb quit the group in mid-1969 and launched a solo career. Even though he found moderate success as a solo artist, he decided to get back with his brothers and rejoined the Bee Gees in 1970. During the early 1970s, they appeared on several television shows including The Johnny Cash Show, Johnny Carson's Tonight Show, The Andy Williams Show, and The Dick Cavett Show. These appearances added to their already burgeoning popularity, and they became one of the most sensational pop groups in the UK. The group developed a more R&B and dance-oriented music during the mid-1970s. The disco-crazy youngsters of the era fell in love with their music, and many of their singles became chart toppers. One of their most successful singles was Jive Talkin' in 1975 that hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and reached the top 5 on the UK singles chart. After ruling the hearts of the fans throughout the 1970s, the Bee Gees fell out of favor in the 1980s as the disco culture was beginning to wane. During this time, Robin released 2 solo albums, How Old Are You? And Secret Agent. The Bee Gees made a comeback in 1987 and released the album ESP, which sold over 3 million copies. The single You Win Again peaked at number 1 in several countries. Over the next few years, the Bee Gees found considerable success with albums like High Civilization, 1991, Size Isn't Everything, 1993, and Still Waters, 1997. Bee Gees' final album This Is Where I Came In was released in 2001. This album reached the top 10 in the UK and the top 20 in the US. This was followed by the Bee Gees' last concert in 2002. In his personal life, he married Molly Hullis, a secretary in Robert Stigwood's organization, in 1968. The couple had 2 children and they divorced in 1980. In 1985, Robin Gibb married Dwina Murphy, an author and artist, with whom he had a son. This marriage lasted until his death. In addition to his marriages, he also had an affair with his housekeeper Claire Young that resulted in the birth of his 4th child. Robin Gibb was diagnosed with colorectal cancer in November 2011. The cancer had metastasized to his liver and his health deteriorated over the next few months. He died in London on 20 May 2012 at the age of 62. Goodbye Robin Gibb.